What's up, Mark? Welcome back to the podcast.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
You know, we start every time I forget to say the number one podcast in Riverside. Adrian, remind me every time we do that. It's the number one podcast in Riverside. I don't think there's any other podcast in Riverside, so that's why.
It's definitely number one.
That's why I say it's number one, because I don't think there is another one.
This show is sponsored by Resilient Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. So, you're thinking about buying and selling soon? Yes, we know you probably know a realtor, your mom's best friend's cousin's neighbor who puts her face on the local shopping cart. But you know what? Our friends at Resilient Real Estate Group have helped hundreds of thousands of people sell houses over the years, and they definitely know what they're doing based on their 5-star review on Google and Zillow. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy $1 million house or a fixer-upper, make sure the next time you're thinking about buying and selling real estate, you give our friends a call over at Resilient Real Estate Group. And now we're back to the show.
So what's up with you, man? It's been, what, a year since you've been on?
Exactly a year, yeah.
Oh, really?
Exactly, yeah.
So launch party for another magazine coming out?
Yep.
How was it? How's the magazine looking, dude?
It's good. We're doing it a little bit different this year, where it's kind of which I think the plan is to do it next year this way as well, and then repeat it. So it's like a limited edition magazine.
So you're not mailing them out anymore?
Nope. It's just once a year, put it out, put about the same amount of effort and thought and creativity into it. So it's a really nice magazine.
Is it money wise? Like, was it just costing way too much or too much bandwidth to keep shipping them out every single week?
Yeah, honestly, it was really just the return for the partners, and the thing that I kept getting, it's expensive to do print.
100%.
I mean, it cost me somewhere between $8,000 and $9,000 a month to print that thing,
dude.
Right? And so the advertising had to be expensive.
Postcarding's expensive, dude.
Expensive, yeah. So
everything with print's so much now.
Yeah, so the advertising was really expensive. So when I looked at it from my partners, what they were paying for and what they were getting, so being an advertiser in the magazine, they would get social media basically. Yeah. So did that for a full year, and then going into the fall and talking to those partners, and over they said, can we just get more video, like, and more social media? Because they're like, every time you do a video, we get customers right away. We get followers right away. The magazine's great and it looks cool, but most of them like, I can't track any business from it. I can't track any followers. Or social media is immediate and it's powerful.
Well, it's like instant gratification on it.
Yeah.
Every time you see a new follower, you're like, oh, stoked.
Yeah. So I've reshifted the way I do the whole thing. So now I'm basically bringing on partners for the social media page, going all in on that, branded it just as Mark from Riverside.
Is that why you had the change?
Yeah, which that was the original name of the account, Mark from Riverside, and then when the magazine was Be Local, so I rebranded it, but now just back to the very first name. And I'm bringing on partners on the social media, and the way I'm doing it is just one partner per industry. So like Altura Credit Union just came on board, so they're the official.
So you're only going one?
Just one in each industry, yeah. So Altura is the official financial institution of Mark Riverside for 2024, and then they become a paid partner, and then each month I'll do a
video for them.
Yeah.
It's just print just so much, dude.
It is.
It's so expensive.
Yeah. So this magazine, I'm not selling any advertising. I'm not making any money off of it. It's, I guess, more of just a passion project to do it.
So the money is, so now people are only paying. Do those people get to be in the is there any ads in the magazine now or no?
There's not really, no.
So there's no ads in the magazine. So now it's just the magazine is just for you, kind of like a side thing.
Just to give out to people. It's basically, so we're doing an event tomorrow on February 8th, and everyone that comes to the event will get a magazine.
I just met the guy that owns that building the other night.
Oh, did you? Which one? There's a couple of them.
Like shorter black guy?
I haven't met him.
Or he's not. I don't know. Or I think he's black. He was at Victoria Club. He's the guy that runs a liquor store.
Oh, what Citadel you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, Elias. Yeah.
He's not black, is he?
He's Ethiopian.
Yeah, that's what he is. Yeah,
he's a good guy. Yeah, he owns that.
Super nice. He knows all of that.
He does. He owns a whole block.
Yeah, he owns a whole block, and he's trying. I sat and talked with him for like 2 hours, dude. He his friend just came over to our table, then he came over. I'm like, God, dude, I know you for something. He's like, yeah, I own that whole spot. Yeah. I love that. Where you're doing that, the party.
We're not actually doing it there.
But I love you're going to the party. But where you're doing the photo shoot the other day, I love that place.
Yeah, that's
if that could be like my studio.
Oh, I know,
bro. It's so sick.
It needs some work.
It needs work.
It's flooded right now because it's been raining for forever.
Dude, that place is so nice. But then that's the hard part too. Is like, what do you even put there?
Yeah,
it needs so much. I looked at that place, not for me, for someone else, like maybe 7 years ago, and it's like needed everything updated. It would have cost you so much money to put into that place.
Well, and the thought for that backspace is to turn it into an event center to use for parties and
it's a great
small weddings.
It's a great spot.
Photo shoots during the week, video shoots. aesthetically, you don't need a lot because it just looks cool.
It looks cool.
It's old and run down, but
the
it looks amazing.
I don't even know if it has enough power.
It does. Really, it's just the roof and the leaks, and then there's a bunch of windows busted out.
The windows are busted out for sure. But it's a sick low spot.
It's really cool. But that's where we wanted to have it, but it's not quite ready. So we're doing it at Downtown Experiment.
I actually have not been in that place yet.
The DTE?
Yeah, I've not been there.
I hadn't been there before. I've been in there now.
I've never been there. It's my clientele, not clientele. My vibe is not me there.
You're not in the club?
No. I remember when it first opened, I used to walk my dogs on Friday nights, and I'd be in sweatpants walking my dogs right by it. I'm I will never probably be in this place ever again.
Yeah,
it's a good little spot. It is.
Yeah. They just renovated too. It's nice.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Interesting. I always wondered what that spot. Do you remember what that spot you've been around? Was it before? You don't know?
No.
It's a cool little spot. I don't understand the drive through the how they can you know what I mean? I wonder why that was there.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. So that's interesting. So was that a big shift? Was it did it take a lot of time for you to change your mind on how to run things, or was it
no? It was just feedback. So I mean, I got 2 basic complaints from my paid partners over the last year. One was that they love the magazine, but they got a lot of magazine and a little bit of social media for being a partner. And the biggest complaint was, I'll take no magazine if I can have all social media. And then the other thing was, I'll do a video and it will blow up for a few days and will do well. And then it just gets buried in the newsfeed.
Yeah.
And Instagram or TikTok aren't searchable platforms. So I'll have people ask me almost every day, like, hey, man, you did a spot on this pizza or this tire place. I can't find it in your feed.
Yeah.
So those were the 2 complaints. The videos get buried.
Are you going to start doing YouTube Shorts then?
Yeah, we'll start doing YouTube, which is great because it's searchable. So with those 2 complaints, basically building out a website, which will also host all the videos, will be searchable and we'll be able to categorize them. So we'll be able to go pizza and then boom, just see the pizza videos. We do businesses, industries, and tires and find it. So that's what the event's for, is to launch the beginning of the website and the magazine itself, and then doing a restaurant club.
Got it. I saw that. So you keep it. So is that, I saw a discount or something for 14 restaurants. So how's that going to work?
Yeah. So because Instagram offers a paid subscription option, right? So it's $2.99 a month. You subscribe to my Instagram page, and then I'll do some extra content that you get. But the big thing is you get 15% off. Right now it's a list of 14 restaurants, but I imagine we'll probably peak at about 30 or 40. I have a lot that went on it. I'm just kind of every week or so I'll add a couple more. So they get 15% off regularly priced items all the time to those restaurants. They just show on their phone they're a subscriber. And then every week we'll have a super deal where this week right now it's Rivercrest Deli. So you buy a large pizza, you get a free small pizza.
Okay.
So it'll be like a BOGO type offer. So
just a new way to do coupons.
Yeah. Or the old, remember at school they would sell the
cards.
Card.
Yes.
Yeah. The one thing I never liked about those, it was 15% off Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they were all different.
Yeah.
So I wanted it simple. 15% off all the time.
Yeah.
This list of restaurants, and then once a week I post a video on Monday to my subscribers and say, hey guys, here's the
hot deal.
Here's the deal of the week.
Deal of the week.
Yeah, and you can use it all week long.
Nice. It just has it been able for you to free you up some more time that you're not having to pay it? Because I assume it's still just you, right? Or do you have staff now? Or
mostly me. Yeah. I mean, I have the second page I'm doing with Justin Hudson. We have an editor for that. That's doing all our editing, because I'm still editing all the Mark from Riverside stuff. So hopefully next month I'll turn over the editing finally, because it's still me shooting, editing, posting, everything. I have some help with the event, and I have some people doing some logistical work. No one full time yet,
for sure.
But it's about to burst where I'm at the point where okay, I really need to hire somebody.
Hire someone on and bring them on.
Yeah.
So you're going to start getting, are you asking about, because you were asking me how much, are you going to think about getting office space?
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if you saw, with Mike Berger and Christopher Kern, we've started a media company called Compel Media. Yeah. So we're not quite ready for an office there. So I'm ready, but I think I'm going to hold off till we're probably maybe summer, end of the year, because we're starting to take on work for that now. So I might get something small just for me now, because I've had one in the past. Yeah. I mean, you know how it is when you've had an office and then...
I don't work from home. Yeah. It's tough, man. When I go home and off, that's the one thing that has been kind of a downgrade from this place, is that it's all in one room now.
Yeah.
So my employee, I have a new employee, Emily, who's my day in, day out assistant, who does all my stuff, forwarding calls, shows houses, things like that. It's I'm hey, I have 3 podcasts today, so don't come in until later. Right. You know what I mean? You can't be sitting there asking me questions and whatever. It's just, so that's the one downfall of this place. But financially, it was just it just was dumb keeping that big expensive place. It's just not worth it.
It was beautiful.
Oh, it was great, but it's like freaking $72,000 a year.
Yeah.
Plus parking, plus whatever else happens. It's like, dude, like to say that, like, I tell everyone that it's great until you have to cut the check on the first of the month.
Yeah.
When maybe you had a slow month and then you're like, oh, okay. Dude, I've asked this place, I'm like, can I pay my rent here on like the 15th or like the 20th, some random day? I'm like, the first sucks. She's like, why? I'm like, well, I have employees that go out that day. I have my house that goes out that day. I have this that goes out that day. Yeah. I'm like, man, it's a big swing. Remember that, Adrian. Every day on the first. Don't ever. It's a terrible day for us. So, but yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. Like, it's great to see that you pivoted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think magazines, because obviously there's other magazines out there in Riverside, do you feel like magazines are just kind of just whatever now? They just don't move the needle as much?
I mean, they don't. I think they still work. I don't know. I mean, I know they still work for what they are. The right ones, right? If they're doing it right.
Yeah.
I think the problem isn't necessarily their effectiveness. The problem is just the effectiveness of social media, that it's so
so much bigger.
It's so much bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do a video on a business, like I did a micro enterprise home kitchen, right? She's selling tamales twice a week out of her house. Mm-hmm. She has 892 followers. Within a week, I think it was a week and a half, she gained 3,000 followers. And by the end of the first month, she had like 16,000 followers. Like, completely changed her business from one 28-second video.
Dude, that's what I try to tell people, dude. Like, we're all one video away.
Yeah.
Like, we're all one video away. And then this person leads to that person. What if someone sees you? Like, I saw you were with Bad Friends the other day.
Yeah.
With, why am I going blank on his name?
Bobby Lee and...
No, I know Bobby Lee and them, but Aaron...
Andrew Santino?
But no, the guy that catered his thing.
Oh, Manu.
Yeah, he's on my podcast.
Yeah.
Like, even like that, right? Like, he's gone from like...
Oh, yeah.
He's everywhere now.
They've catered for a bunch of comedians now.
Yeah, he's like everywhere. And it's like still cooking out of his house, you know what I mean? I think, but it's almost like, I think that little niche that he cooks out of his house and people get to go to his house. I think, I don't know, if I was him, I would never like... I'd almost move into another house and just leave that place as a kitchen. Yeah.
For sure.
Like, I would never, like, because I think that's kind of his little hook.
It's part of the charm, for sure.
Like, yeah, we work out of our house.
Yeah.
So how'd that thing happen? How'd you get in that room?
That was, so done a few videos on them, just become friends with them. They're great people. And I was talking to Manu, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago. And so for some reason, comedy came up. And I'm a huge comedy fan. I love going to the comedy store and comedy shows. And Bobby Lee came up. I think when we were talking about comedy, he's like, oh, we're going to do something with Bad Friends. And I was like, Bobby Lee's my favorite comedian of all time. I've been watching him since the 90s when he was on Mad TV. He's like, bro, if something, if we do something, I'll let you know.
He's such a good guy.
He's a good guy. And he did. He called me like last week. He's like, hey, we're catering the show at Pechanga and you guys want to come out. So we just went and tagged along and helped them bring food in and then got to hang out and talk to him. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. He's such a good guy.
He really is.
He's a really nice guy.
Smart business guy too.
Yeah, it was funny is God, I felt so bad because he DM'd me like years before I had him on the podcast. Like, hey, I would love to come on, whatever. And I just kind of like wasn't paying attention to it at that point. It was just kind of like a side gig. And then I was like, and then I felt bad because I meant to hit him up anyways to be on. And then like he was blowing up and I was like, hey, like I know this looks bad, but I really meant to have you on earlier, but I just kind of forgot and stuff. So, but no, they're crushing it, dude.
They really are.
See, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. So are you guys going to double down then on more content?
Yeah. I'll start after this event, get through this next week. I'll start posting twice a day. So I've been at Real a Day 90% of the time the last year and a half. Excuse me. So I'll go to twice a day. I'll do one in the morning and one in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to 4 posts a day. It's really hard.
It is.
4 reels a day. Even with like, I have this little just podcast clips. I'm trying to get to 4 a day, and I like just set out my Tuesdays, and I'm like, now I got to do Wednesdays today. Like, it's just so much. Yeah. And I cheat. I use all AI. It's not even me doing it. Like, I literally like the AI chops it for us. The AI breaks down what the video is about. Then I throw it in ChatGPT to make the description, and then I have to just post it. Like, it's just like, but still, it still takes time.
It's still time, yeah.
It's like the thing's like moving slow last night. I was like, oh my God, this is taking freaking forever. So, but the hard part is I still have to figure out what are good clips and not. Like, AI can't figure that out yet.
No, not yet anyway.
So you've been doing, I feel like the other page, the IE one's doing well too.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, how's that working out?
It's going really well. I mean, we're 3 times a week because we've made it more episodic, so it's like a mini
like
show.
Monday. Yeah, like you guys are like, oh, the show's tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah, it's like a mini show, and there's a lot more. I mean, those are a minute and 30. So, I mean, the difference between a 25-second video and a minute 30, it's a lot more work for that extra minute. But yeah, it's going well. It's only been, was it been 4 months, maybe 3 or 4 months? And we're doing 3 reels a week, but it's we're all over the Inland Empire. Where my page is just
I don't even know how
Riverside.
you guys travel. I asked J-Hud that the other day when I was talking to him. I was like, dude, how do you like have the time? Because he threw that event in downtown. That's when I saw him. And I went. And I was like, dude, how do you have the time to like go out? Like, I don't even have time to go shoot like Riverside videos.
Yeah.
How are you going to like, he's like, we stack them, I guess. But still, it's so daunting sometimes.
It is. Well, and at first we would shoot like 3 or 4 a day, but quickly realized like this.
It's hard.
It's hard. I mean, it's nice to get 2 weeks worth done in a day, but especially if you're doing food by your second or third restaurant,
you don't even want to eat.
And you're losing the authenticity. I'm like, man, this is gonna be a lot more work, but we need to just shoot one a day. So 3 days a week we're out and we're at a place.
That's really tough too.
Yeah.
It's always hard too. Like when you go do those things, it's like if the food's not great, you know what I mean? You're like, oh damn it, like.
We've had a couple that we didn't post.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We try our best to do research on the front end. So we're looking for a place that is locally owned. We want the owner to be there so we can tell the story. So it's their recipes, right? It's not a chain. So that's what we're looking for. And then we're not going super deep, but either one of us have been there or we're doing a little bit of research. Like, okay, this place has good food. People are talking about it. It's a hidden gem. So, I mean, we have had a couple. I'll never tell people who they are, but we've had a couple where I'm like, man, we can't. I'm going to be honest.
That's like podcasts. I've had podcasts I don't drop. Because, Adrian, can you turn the printer off, please? There's a button on the side. I don't know why it's beeping.
Yeah, I'm not going to blow up someone's restaurant and say it's crap.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to post it.
Yeah, just not going to. Same thing with podcasts.
Yeah.
No, higher up, Adrian. Same thing with me. Like, if the podcast's not good, like, I just don't post it. And I just hope they don't say anything. And then if they ask me, I like just say, like, hey, dude, I just didn't think this was something I should be posting. You know, Adrian, you know why I love yelling at you? I feel like Joe Rogan yelling at his guy. So sometimes I just randomly yell at you just to feel cool. You know what I mean? Just so people know I have like a staff member. That this isn't like my mom's basement.
You should make up a couple more names because they're off camera. So
I know, right?
Like, hey, Joe.
Yeah. No, because then it's like too much. You know what I mean? Like Rogan only has one guy. Who do I think I need like 7 guys? You know what I mean?
Like, damn, how many people does he have in
Be
the
like,
Oregon
dude,
blog?
that guy's just crushing it. He has so much staff and everything. Like, it's so crazy. I know. It's like, I actually don't mind the new setup. What do you think about the new setup? I think it works. I mean, I like the couch setup before, but I missed the wall with stuff on it. I missed that wall, but this works.
I like I feel like the couch looks cooler in some ways, but I like the feel of the table, especially being on this side of it.
Yeah.
I like the table.
The couch problem is you slid too much.
Yeah.
Like
and we're looking sideways versus right at each other.
Yeah, I felt fat in all those videos because like I was like this and my belly was just hanging out. Adrian, shut up. I know you just say that, but like I was like, God, you fat. Like, what are you doing, dude? Where's your life at right now? You know what I mean? I swear to God, I felt so terrible.
What are you doing with your life?
Dude, I'm like, who would watch me? Like, God, he looks terrible, And then my feet would always be up in the air. I don't know. So when are you starting a podcast? I thought that was the happening. Last time I saw you, I thought that was going to be your thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to do a podcast with your people.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I need to get an office again. But when pivoting to going all in on social and actually really starting Compel this last year took up a lot of time in getting that off the ground. So we're actually starting to work with clients. We have a bunch of proposals out. So we really want to turn that into a full scale.
So you guys just taking over people's social then?
Social, from branding to rebranding to web design, photography, videography, everything. Just a full scale media marketing agency. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Where we can come in and if you need a name for your company, you need a brand, a logo, and you need to design the whole thing out, build your website, get your social going, run your social, do everything.
Yeah, it's just so much. Nowadays, I just feel like it's like, what direction do you go? How often? How consistent you are? Do you do videos? Do you photos? It's just like it's so daunting.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what you're doing, it just takes forever. And I don't even know what I'm doing. So it's like,
well, and most business owners, they know like whatever their product or their food is. You know? So if they're a restaurant, they're like, I know these dishes, but then when it comes to their logo and their brand and their marketing and does your sign outside match your menu? Like, are you branding consistently overall? Like, that's so many things that businesses miss on, Yeah. It's like, what's the message you're sending out? Because you have all these touch points for your customers. They're going to see your Instagram. They're going to see your website. They're going to see the sign. They're going to see your menu. And so many businesses don't have that consistent branding, and they're sending out different messages, and then people get confused. And
I'm a big menu guy. I feel like if I go to a nice restaurant, I feel like the menu should feel like I'm at a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
If I'm at a nice restaurant
it's paper,
and it's paper, I get so like let down. I'm just like this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who was it? What was the place in? Adrian, where's your cousin work? Where's your cousin work? Baco's. You ever been to Baco's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Baco's, when I first started, was like, dude, it's expensive for Mexican food. But you go in and I used to have like this heavy duty menu, and I was like, all right. Now, last time I was like paper, and I was like, the F? Like, I feel like I'm gonna pay more. It's just paper. Like, it's upsetting me.
Yeah.
I mean, I just went to Arch right now. It has paper. I agree. It's a dive bar. Like, it should be paper.
You expect it to be, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean.
You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
So for you, like, did you see a drop off when you switched names or no on your Insta? Did you see like traction go down at all or no?
Nope. I mean, it was interesting. I wondered about that. I had very few people even say anything.
I went to tag you, and I couldn't find Be Local, and I'm like, what the like where? So then I was like, is this the same page? Like I was because I was like trying to tag you in something, and maybe like whenever, like it was like right when you made the switch. I went to tag you, and I'm like, can I find it? Like I'm like going on all pages. I'm like, am I like, was it blocking me for some reason?
Yeah.
Like, but is TikTok still working well for you, or have you seen a shift? Instagram, TikTok, which one's working best for you right now?
Yeah, Instagram's so much better. I mean, TikTok's
too general. It's just like too just like everywhere. Like, yeah, you might get more views, but it's not like local people.
No.
So it's like
the engagement, the interaction, the people actually following, paying attention on Instagram, there's no comparison.
Are you going Facebook?
No, I'm not posting on Facebook. Really? I need to. I need to be posting on Facebook. I need to be posting especially on Shorts on YouTube, and I'm just not. But because it's still just been me shooting, editing, everything, and trying to just get that out once a day and getting on both platforms, and then everything else. But my editor, that he's fantastic, and he basically has a company that he runs, basically does editing and posting for creators or for small businesses, and so I can still get everything that I want, and just upload it to him, and he'll do it. He edits it. Yeah. So he's doing the Inland Empire page,
and you're gonna just have him take over the other one too.
I'll have him take over.
I've been really quiet. I feel like the last 3-4 months, like I haven't been posting like not general, but just like on the cuff.
Yeah.
Everything's been like produced.
Right.
So it's like I don't think I'm posting enough daily activities. Like
that's definitely better.
100%. And I just definitely better, I don't know. I just kind of have been in a mood where I just like haven't been doing anything that excites me recently. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't really have anything to post.
Right.
I don't know what it is. I feel like I need more characters here. You know, like I need to put Adrian on more, you know what I mean, or Emily on more. Like I'm just not doing a good job of that. I just don't want to grab my phone right now and put myself on camera.
Adrian, you gonna go on camera?
Adrian hates being on camera. he did one podcast and he quit.
Was he a guest on it?
No, it was his podcast. Oh, he used to do a podcast.
He did one of his own.
He did one. It was called the Black Room, the Dark Room. Adrian, can you tell me what the name was? Was it the Dark Room? Yeah, they talked about movies.
Okay.
But him and his buddies used to do a podcast for a little bit. I don't know if you guys ever posted one. Did you? We did. Oh, yeah. So they used to come in and talk about like conspiracy theories, aliens, and all this other stuff. Yeah.
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot? Yeah. What was it called? Oh, my God, dude. I was talking I had Philip on the podcast today. He was running for Ward 1.
Falcone?
Yeah, I had him on. And we were talking about like podcasts and stuff. And I'm like, the problem is like if I want to blow up, I'd have to have like inappropriate people on that. I'm like, I'm not really worried about getting tons of views. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or like, I'm not going to go down that road of, that doesn't really benefit me. Yeah. He was actually great. I had him on too.
Yeah,
he was awesome. Guy. Yeah. So are you doing anything with City? Riverside? No?
Not officially, no. I mean, for Compel, we have a few proposals for different things that we might start working with the city on some work there, but with my page, no. No.
Is there a lot of are you competing against a lot of marketing brand? I mean, there's Mind and Mill. That's one in Riverside. Then there's Black's Roses. But other than that, like I don't really know of too many other ones.
No, I think those are really the two main ones.
Two big ones, yeah. Are you guys going to try more going? Because I know they go like, I know Mind and Mill, because I'm friends with Tim, like has worked with like Riverside County and stuff. Or are you guys going to go more towards like the guy that runs What's Up Riverside? Like, are you guys going to go more like small businesses or both or?
Small to medium-sized businesses, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mike Berger and Christopher Kern, I mean, they're both professors at CBU. Mm-hmm. Mike created the graphic design department at CBU. Kern is the head of the photography department there. And both of them have just
how do you guys not start a 3-person podcast, dude?
Yeah. But between just the two of them, the experience they have working in branding, and I mean, Mike, you can't walk through downtown Riverside without seeing Mike's logos all over buildings. Yeah, from the lobby to the Mark building. That's his logo.
Okay.
Just you can't really walk through Riverside. The amount of projects that he's done and worked on, and then Christopher as well, between the two of them. So, I mean, on that side, we're really strong. And then on the social media side, and so I think with the three of us together, we're able to put together a company that, like I said, really very well-rounded and be heavy on social media too, and really understand.
Because I think those companies struggle on social.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, and also in theory, they kind of probably know it works, but day in and day out doing it is completely different.
Yeah. Well, and two, being able to look at a company or look at a person and understand, like, what does this company need to be putting out on social media? How can they differentiate themselves? How can they really communicate their message and their brand, and not just replicate what we did for the last company? We did this for them and it works. But really understanding that.
I think that's the struggle people make in real estate. It's like they all just post the same stuff. They don't post.
Oh, for sure.
They just all post the same.
They're like, that guy's, it's working for him.
It works for him. Let me do the same thing. But it's like, dude, it's not. It's completely different.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and two, it's like, even with me, like, I started doing, videos on Riverside, and then, other people started doing the same thing, and it gets noisy, right? So I'm always constantly looking to not completely pivot. I will, obviously, if I need to, but I'm always looking. It's like, okay, I've been doing this. Now everyone's doing this, and it's getting really saturated and loud. So how can I differentiate myself again? So I'm always looking to.
But the crazy, only people I think is that I know of that does what you do is you and the guy that does What's Up Riverside.
Yeah.
And he's starting to do more. He's not on camera. He's starting to do more voiceovers, but
he's starting to go on camera now too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I met him. He's a good guy.
I had him on the podcast. Super nice kid.
Yep.
Super nice kid.
Well, and he was mostly posting other people's stuff. He was posting all my stuff.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, when I started doing it, everyone called me What's Up with Riverside. Like, hey, what's up with Riverside? Because he was posting my stuff every day. And then he started doing his own stuff. But yeah, he does a great job.
I think the thing now with social, it's like it's all about influencers.
Yeah.
Because if you have a following on social and then you post something, you're just going to get so much more of a traction than someone who has nothing.
Yeah,
it's literally influence marketing is like in social media day in and day out. Like, and that's probably what benefits you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have a following now, so it's like you post anything, people are going to see. Versus that company posting it with 100 followers, it's not going to do it's just not going to do it. Social media is not going to put it out.
No, it's crazy. I mean, really. So I've worked in magazines and publishing for 15 years and understood that side of marketing and advertising and selling advertising, and over the last 5 years just watching the evolution of social media, and basically I started adding more social media to my magazines, more social media till this year was a tipping point finally. It's like, I don't need the magazine anymore. The magazine's now a dead weight really to what I'm doing, where at the beginning had this great magazine that social media was an add-on, and now the add-on has become the whole thing.
But is there any difference you feel of like big magazines back in the day? Like if you put something in Sports Illustrated versus putting it in some local magazine, it's almost like the magazine and the brand is today's now influencer.
Mm-hmm.
For
sure. And when you think too, like when you're looking like at a local business, right? That's just like a restaurant. So that's mostly the business that I'm featuring are a restaurant. So you have like Cali Tartka, that home kitchen. Most of their customer base is going to be Riverside and outside surrounding, Inland Empire is going to be their customer base. So I have 50,000 followers. Most of them are
right here
around Riverside. If I had 50,000 followers across the country,
it doesn't matter. The value's not there.
The value's not there. Yeah. So having 50,000 followers in and around Riverside is like having a couple million followers in terms of who's watching you and them being potential customers.
Well, because their access to that restaurant's so much easier.
Yeah, so much easier.
It's right. They're right there.
Yeah.
Because you have to be really good for someone to go out of their way to go to you.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's too many restaurants I go out of my way.
No.
Like,
someone, either you saw a video or one of your friends like, bro, you really have to check this place out.
You have to go there.
And then you'll do it, yeah.
But, like, I'm not... Most of the time, my eating schedule is, like... The only place I really go out of my way to, and I'll be honest, is a place in Arizona. Every time I go there, because I don't live there. Every time I go there for one meal.
But you wouldn't drive to Arizona for it.
No.
Yeah.
If I'm already there, then I'll go. But I'm not going there just to go to that restaurant.
I really want that burger. Let's go to Arizona.
Well, it's just even for me, like, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Like, am I going to drive all the way to L.A. for a restaurant? Probably not.
Yeah.
Like, I probably won't do it.
But I have so many stories like that.
People come this way?
Yeah. So, like, the Rat Hole Records, I've done a bunch of videos on them. And a family came in. This was probably 6 or 7 months ago. And they're checking out. It was like husband and wife with 2 kids, teenagers. And they were buying like $250 worth of vinyl. So the owner, Chris, is checking them out. He's like, where are you guys from? Like, oh, we're from Phoenix. He's like, oh, that's cool. What are you guys doing out here? Oh, we're on vacation. It's like, well, where'd you come to vacation? He said, Riverside. He's like, why'd you come to Riverside for vacation? He's like, well, we wanted to come to your store. And he's thinking like, this is not really, that's not why they come here. He's like, no, why did you really come here? And he's like, no, I'm serious. My son wanted to come to this record store. He collects vinyl. He saw this video on TikTok about this store, and he started following this page that did videos on you. And he's like, do you have family here? He's like, no, we really came here just to go to your store. He's like, well, where did you stay? He's like, at the Mission Inn. So he's like, oh, so you came for the Mission? He's like, no, we never heard of the Mission Inn. We just literally, we were going to go on vacation and ask the kids, and they're like, can we please go to Riverside? It's like, we'd never been here before. But so many stories like that, people from LA, Orange County, Temecula, from the high desert of going to the Rat Hole or going to so many restaurant owners or business owners will tell me, like, yeah, we had this family come in from here. We had this family come in. And not just for the day, but story after story of people staying the weekend in Riverside.
To come there. Like,
one lady messaged me. She's like, my daughter and I are coming to Riverside this weekend. We're staying at the Mission Inn, and our goal in 3 days is to hit as many spots on the page as we can. Yeah. So it's crazy.
I always wonder. I always do wonder, like, who comes and stays at the Mission Inn?
Yeah.
Other than for weddings. Like, I always wonder that. I'm like, who is here? Definitely, during even the festival lights. Like, who is coming here?
Yeah.
To stay here. I mean, I've never stayed there before, so I have no idea.
It's nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've been inside of it a lot. Just I've never, I've never had a reason to stay there.
Yeah, my sister got married there. We stayed there. It was
really?
Nice. Yeah.
Maybe I need to do that. Adrian, let's put that on the plan. Let's do something.
Get a honeymoon suite.
Yeah, me and him. We'll do a podcast in there. Me, you, someone else. We'll do a podcast in there.
That'd be cool. Do a podcast at the Mission Inn.
Like if we did. Yeah. I do miss doing the Cool Places, Cool People podcast, going on location. It's just there's no way we could pull it off now.
Why?
Just time. Like today, I did 4 podcasts today. I did 4 of these. Yeah. So that's a whole month of podcast.
Well, you can knock these out.
I can do. You're coming to me. I'm not going to you.
Right.
So like we'd have to load all this stuff up, go to your place. Sometimes it was time, but like I that was a cool podcast. I really had fun. The goal was always to do one on a plane. So if that day ever comes where I'm on a private plane, like we will do a podcast. But yeah, that was always like, that was fun to go on location.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like we would do them, like we had the guy, who'd we have on? The guy that created owns Brandon's Diner.
Mm-hmm.
We did one in his brand new location while they were still building it.
Yeah.
That was a cool dude, man. He only reason he left the name Brandon's Diner because he didn't have the money to change the name, and he couldn't even say Brandon when he bought it. Yeah, wow. It's a great story. He's from Mexico, and
after doing like both sides of that, the cool thing about that is you get them in their environment
100%.
and their business. It's so much easier,
it's easier to go to them. Yes,
for them and you're getting more of sometimes you're getting more of a genuine, like authentic excitement.
Well, and but like I said, but it's also like a lot easier for them. For me to go to them.
But it's 10 times more work for you.
Yeah. So then the balance is like, if I was making money off of this, I would totally go.
Right.
But I don't make any money off of this, so it's like no reason to go.
It's hard to do.
It's hard to make money. Like people think they're gonna make money on podcasts. I'm like, unless you get really big and you get ad money, like where are you gonna think the money's coming from?
Yeah. I mean, I've posted almost every day for 2 years, and I'm just at the point of actually starting to make money from it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Ad revenue or what?
No, just through selling sponsorships and
selling sponsorship.
The restaurant page.
Yeah.
I mean, the restaurant page is the first thing that's directly coming from video and from subscribers.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I've done. Where it's $2.99 a month. They pay, so that goes through Meta. Meta takes a huge chunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What percentage do you think Meta takes?
Oh, at least 70.
30.
It's 30.
Yeah.
They take 30%.
They take 30%. Yeah.
Well, the only problem is that's $3, $2.99. 30% of that. It's not like you're getting rich off of that.
No.
Yeah.
So it's just something to come in. I mean, my goal with that is that it pays for my editor. And then that's, and it's a great deal. I mean, you use it one time a month. I mean, the average BOGO is like $10 to $15.
Well, dude, that's the crazy part is how much food is nowadays.
Oh yeah,
it's super expensive.
Yeah.
But for you, so now you're planning to go out and find. Now that you're only doing one person per group, have you broken down each group you're going to have?
Yeah. Like I have a barbershop, salon, I have a bank. I think I've isolated about 25 different industries that I want. I think we have 12.
But what about restaurants?
Right now. The restaurants are free. Yeah, because literally they're my bread and butter for content. And I don't want to do a video on them every single month. Yeah. Most of the time it's one and done. Maybe I'll do another video. I don't want to be locked into a restaurant where it's like, oh, he's just doing it on that food because they paid him. But then even with the businesses, I mean, I have an HVAC company, and I actually looked like which one do I want to work for? I'm looking for someone that's reputable. I'm looking for someone that's active on social media too.
See, that's the thing, is active. Like, same thing with people hit me up on the people hit me up on the podcast. They're like, "Oh, I'd love to be on." I'm like, "Dude, you have no posts." Like, like the views come from your following. It doesn't come from my following. Yeah. It goes from me tagging you and then your people that already like you wanting to hear about your story. Yeah. That's just how it works. Like,
and like for me, so me partnering with a business like an HVAC company, right? So I'm going to find one that's reputable. I'm going to find one that's doing obviously good work so that if you use them, you could trust them.
Yeah.
But they need to be active on social media and have at least good content, because I'm going to do a video for them every month. And on a low end, my video is getting 15,000 people in and around Riverside watching it, where there's really no other way you, especially for that price, you could get 15,000 people.
Well, and then it's like if they go to your platform and then the only reason they're going to hang around is if they're continuing, because one post isn't enough. So and that's the thing too. One video on them. So like I'm partnering them for the year. Yeah.
I'm going to do a new reel on them every single month. I'm going to be creative with it. So I really tell their story of who they is. So if you're following me, you're going to see a handful of videos on this business. And after the first few times you see it, if it's a product or a service you think you either are interested in or would be interested in, you might go to their page. Like that guy looks interesting. That company looks interesting. As soon as you go to their page and there's 4 videos on there, you're leaving.
You're going to leave immediately.
But if you go there and they're posting content every
all
day
the time,
and it's colorful and it's engaging, it's interactive, like, okay, you hit that follow button. Now that business is in your feed. It's going to show up, right? So 4 months from now, your AC goes out and there's like, you've seen the videos I posted on him, but now his videos are posted. Showed up in your feed a few times. So now when you're ready to buy that service, that's the first thing you're going to think of.
That's straight marketing 101. It's putting enough, especially down it's put enough content out that when someone needs your service, you're the person they think of.
Yeah.
That's why when people post once a week, I tell people, even if posting once a day is not enough, especially in the beginning, you got to post so much content just to get relevant. And when someone needs your service, hopefully they go on Instagram and see your post.
Yeah.
And they go like, I have clients that don't even have my phone number. Past clients DM me on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, you have my phone number. What are you talking about? Like, why are you like doing this? This doesn't make sense. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, like my event, right? We had 150 people capacity, and then I filled that up super fast. We bumped it up to 200. And I'm going through my invite list at the beginning, and I'm realizing I don't have like phone numbers or even emails.
No, you just DM people.
I just have their Instagram.
Yes.
And so I'm like, I need all these people's email. It took me like 2 weeks
to get
everyone's emails so I can officially invite them.
Dude, I always laugh at that. Like, there's so many times I'll DM my friends, but I'm like, I have their phone number. Why don't I just text them? But I see something, I'm like, shoot it over to them.
I know. I was like, I wish there was but I'm connected it to my website, and I wanted all that in there, so that was the way to do it. But I'm like, man, it would have been so much easier if I could just do it through Instagram. But then I'm not keeping all that information.
Yeah,
so
they are.
I'm like, I need to get all the information so I can keep it.
Yeah, it's just. But that's the thing, is like people don't process. It's like so much like daily content to really get the momentum.
Oh yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Well, and then once you're a week, a month, 6 months in, a year in, and keeping that momentum going,
It's tiring.
It's tiring.
And you feel like you run out of stuff. Like, I feel like I just have said everything already. Like how many more real estate news videos can I make? I feel like I've made every single one you can make. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't even think there's things I used to be able to like come up with ideas every Monday. Now I'm like, dude, my brain is so fried.
Yeah.
Like, I think people have heard everything. Like, I don't know. Like,
you know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
Well, that's the fortunate thing about what I do is that the page isn't about me; it's about the restaurant or the businesses, and there's so many, and there's new ones opening up. So I mean, one of the best books I read in terms of what I do now is, have you read Telling Your Story Brand by Donald Miller? It's such a great book. So he's talking about marketing and branding your company and how most companies make the mistake of making themselves the hero of the story, right? So it's like, you should use me because I'm the best versus your customer. And so if you look at like historically, companies like Apple did it really well, like their marketing campaigns, you're a genius, you're creative, so you should use our amazing product, but focusing on them, right? Versus coming at them like, our products are for geniuses. No, you are the genius.
And then bring them back the other way. So then you're like, I am a genius.
Right.
But then that's the crazy too, is like, then, I mean, we think about what's, I think is so funny is how, like, everyone's walking around with, the Apple just came out with the Vision Pros or whatever. They're like $4,000. And like, people are walking around with them and you're like, you look like an idiot. But there wasn't that long ago when the AirPods you're like, who the heck is going to put little white things that hang down? Those look so stupid. You know?
It's like this guy from the future. Or like,
and then now it's like, maybe in another 4 years, 5 years, 10 years.
Oh, yeah. AirPods are a fashion accessory now.
Oh, now, dude, I was dropping my stepdaughter off at high school the other day, and I laughed, but like every 5 kids walked in front of me. AirPods in, Apple, the big ones on, AirPods. And I'm like, do you kids like hear the world at all? No. They keep one in. I mean, how about restaurants now? Everyone has one AirPod in all the time. And I always laugh. I'm like, you kids aren't listening to like educational podcasts. Like, you're literally listening to what? Like music? That's, you know? It's insane. So, are you starting a branding merch company now too, or what? I saw you making some hats. I see you're wearing a hat.
Yeah, so I wanted to do something for the longest time because people were like, you should do your own. I'm like, I don't want me to be on a, the account's not about me. And like going back to that book, like I think I've been successful because I haven't made about, and in that book he talks about, he uses like Star Wars and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker as an example, where the hero was Luke, right? But Obi-Wan Kenobi was really the hero. I mean, he was the one, but he put Luke out there and made him the hero of the story, right? Even literally laid down his life. And so the book talks about like, be Obi-Wan Kenobi, don't be Luke Skywalker. But then it comes around. Like, my favorite was always Obi-Wan Kenobi, not Luke Skywalker, right? So the attention really came back to him, but even more so because of him putting the attention on him. So that's really what I've tried to do with my page, where it's not about me, but then it's kind of has become, the page about.
It's kind of like Steve Jobs. Like, Apple was Apple, but then Steve Jobs was like the face of it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So with that, I'm like, I don't want like me to be the merch.
You don't want to have it says Mark on top.
No, it's just not me at all. So I wanted to do something for Riverside because that's what my page is, but for the longest time, but I didn't want to do a rank cross. People are already doing that, and like, I want to do something different, and so it took a while. I finally landed on, probably 8 or 9 months ago, wanting to do an R. I was like, okay, I want to do an R for Riverside. I want to do something different. And then I spent a long time just sketching out different R's, looking. I must have looked at hundreds and hundreds of fonts, and then finally I narrowed it down to 5 different fonts I liked. Most of them were kind of more graffiti, like artsy style. And then Mike Berger, my partner with Compel, who's a designer, sat down with him. I was like, all right, I like these. They
just have an
designs.
eye for it. Isn't that crazy? Those guys just have an eye.
Oh, yeah.
They just like have a look that
I
just
so
don't
fast.
have.
I spent months, almost a year, and I have 5 examples, and I had a couple that I had drawn. I'm like, I can't draw it the way I want it and, what I feel like in my head, but these examples and kind of what I've drawn, and then him and I sat down for maybe an hour at his computer, and he took mine and he started sketching, and I'm like, yeah, I like that, and we moved this. And then a couple days later, we had something we kind of liked. We revisited it like a few days or a week later, put a couple final touches on it. It was like, that's it. And
that's the hard part too, is like you're so nervous that it's like, well, this is gonna be locked in forever then.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, is this gonna be like my look?
Right.
Yeah. So are you selling merch?
Me,
or what?
I wear the same thing every day.
Selling merch or what? People
Yeah. So these hats tomorrow at the event will be the first time we're selling them. So we'll have them for sale there. And then we're building it out through my website now, markfromriverside.com, which will be linked on my Instagram, where we'll be selling them on there. But we have some hoodies and shirts, and just very simple with the R on it, but mostly just the hat. So not looking to make money off it, but just to... I won my own hat. Even if it was just for me to wear my own hat, was worth doing it.
Well, people don't understand. Sometimes you do stuff just to cover the cost of other things.
True.
Like if I could just make enough, like my new assistant, Emily... For me, she does a lot of the things I don't want to do anymore. So it's like if she can just bring in enough money to pay for herself, like I'm perfectly like super awesome with that.
Be nice if kids did that.
Yeah, right? Oh, dude, my kids, we were sitting down. So me and my girl started a thing. We have every Monday night we sit down and like, obviously, we do it. So it's like checks are coming in, deals are closing. So like sometimes I can't keep up with her, like tell her what like this deal closing and this deal closed. So like every Monday night now we sit down and be like, okay, this is what closed last week. This is how much money we made, right? And I was like, yeah, babe, we give our kids $300 allowance or $100 each every other week. I'm like, do you realize how much money that is a month? Do you realize how much money that is a year? Like, do you realize how much money that is? I'm like, dude, it's so much money. I was like, I don't think they're worth that much. Like, I was like, I don't think they're bringing in. I was like, I think I could pay someone cheaper the chores they do. I think I could pay someone less money. And she's like, but we don't. And I'm like, listen, and then we're just never gonna. We go anywhere, they're paying for it. Like,
right?
I'm prepaying. I'm prepaying for that stuff.
They'll order different, that's for sure.
Oh, bro. Now they know how much stuff costs. Like, I'm like, yeah, you have money. They're like, oh, but and I'm like, no, if you want it, buy it. Buy it. That's the one cool thing about this space. Yes, Emily. That's the one cool thing about this space is like, it's kind of nice to have people around me now, because I was so in my dungeon in my old office. It was just me and Adrian and whatever. It's like now like all these people are like walking by all the time and like small chatting with people. And there's so many like different companies in here. So I've done a poor job. I haven't had one person in here on the podcast yet. I keep saying I'm going to. I haven't done it yet. But luckily Emily's like really bubbly, so she talks to everyone. So she's kind of like the person in front of me. I'm like, yeah, set them all up. Here's the link. Yeah, that
works.
Yeah. So for you, man, when is like the big? So you have the party. When is like the new like? Are you guys also going to announce that you guys have had this media company? Is it going to start blending together? Or are you going to start posting about your own media company on your page?
Yeah, I'll start sprinkling it in. I mean, we haven't. I haven't even done an official post on my page about it really. And some of the work. I mean, Mike and Chris have both been working in the industry, and so they've had work that is just trickling in from past clients. So now we're kind of pushing that all through Compel. And then with my page, Mark from Riverside, on my website, we're just saying powered by Compel. Basically my pages now. So the three of us has just kind of brought what we're doing individually under one roof that way. But yeah, I think really tomorrow night at the event will be the first time I publicly here now, and then first, and then at the event, even really talked about it. And then we have the Instagram account. We're not even posting on it yet. So this event and this magazine putting out, because Compel designed the magazine, we put that out all on our own there as well. Where before with Be Local, I worked with the publishing company. So this was just 100% our project.
Do you print at I saw you had do you print all your stuff at Print My Stuff?
Yep. Yeah, we're at Pip. Yeah. Yeah, they're like third generation.
They've been there
family
forever,
owned in Riverside. It's pretty cool.
Is it Tom? Was it Tom's family? Because Tom's always the guy I talk to up front.
Sam is the grandson now. Okay. He's pretty much been running it, but his grandfather started it. That's why I work with. He's a good guy. But yeah, they
print everything there. I don't know what they don't print there.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. From packaging, if you want like a package for your whatever.
It's so fun. Every time I go in there, they're like, we could do this, this, and this. I'm like, dude, just print this open house pamphlet. Like, I don't need, it's going to be gone in a week. Like, I don't need, like, it's not something that sticks around. Like, keep it as cheap as possible and make it look nice.
No, they do everything. And they're amazing too, because we put this whole magazine out. I think it's 44 pages. It's perfect bound. And
how many are you going to print?
I'm printing just 500 right now for the event, and then I'll probably print more. But The idea was for it to be a limited edition. It's basically a really expensive party favor is what it is. It's crazy. I mean, the amount of money and time we put into it, when you calculate everything, it's just insane.
I don't even we printed like 200 things of like 8 pages, and I was like, the bill came. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, is this even worth it? Yeah. I'm like, this is just a marketing piece.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, and for us, it's all original content. So we did.
So you're having to make it all too.
We did 8 photo shoots, right?
Yeah.
So working with photographers, I'd line up 8 photo shoots. Yeah. With the clients, photo shoots done, and then writers getting the articles done, and then bringing all that together, and then the layout, sitting down and looking at 150 pictures and picking 2 for that,
just piecing it all
and
out.
Now the layout, but yeah, Mike Berger again, my partner with Compel, he's just done an insane amount of work with design.
It's almost sad that skill set will one day be gone.
Just because of AI, you think?
Just AI, or just people aren't putting out magazines as much anymore, or just.
Well, I think it will. Yes and no. I think it's shifting where you're still going to need that person that is telling AI what it wants and what it needs and what the output's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Like you still need that creativity side of it. It's made that person's job easier. And I mean, really, because right now you'll have like a creative director, right? Mm-hmm. And then you'll have the person that actually do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think AI is
just going to eliminate that one person's
taking
job.
out the middle guy. Where now, I mean, a really good creative director can actually, I mean, mostly I've worked as a creative director where I can fumble around through editing and through photography and videography and all that stuff. But when it comes down to it, I'm missing so many of the components to put it out on the other end professionally. But I think with AI, it's definitely changing that.
It's just eliminating it's eliminating and allowing one person to take on more.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
But I also wonder, because I don't really care. Like I personally don't care. Like if AI can do it and it cuts down our time by like a crap ton. Like Adrian used to we used to pay someone to just cut through the podcast, and they'd have to watch the whole podcast and do it. Yeah. And I'm like, man, that takes someone so many hours. Now AI will do it in 10 minutes. And
it's crazy.
Is every clip perfect? No. But like, who cares? Like, I'll just not post that one. Or the spelling's a little bit off that they put on the video. I do not care. Like, I will just post it. Like, it's not worth the extra. So I wonder if obviously AI is going to get better, but like in this moment in time, it's like, well, it's good enough. If it can cut me down and save me time and money, like I'll just put it out. I don't really care anymore. Yeah.
The creative side's still missing. Because like, did you see that one Casey Neistat video where he did a vlog episode that was AI generated?
No.
He basically told AI look at Casey Neistat's vlog and create one for me, like the script basically.
Yeah.
So AI looked at, in seconds, the history of his catalog and said, this is a Casey Neistat video. Showed him every single shot, every single edit, and then he did it. He created it. And it looked kind of like a Casey Neistat video, but there was no life in it. It was just really stale and dead. Yeah.
It's crazy. I took an AI course, and it was like, write this copy like this famous writer. Yeah. And then it makes the copy, make it sound like so-and-so wrote it. And it's like, holy crap, that sounds like he wrote it. But I mean, it's just what you can use with those things, and you know what I mean. So, but I definitely think influencing marketing is like not going away anytime soon. And if you have some influence in the market, oh my god! But I don't think it's ever really not been like something. Someone in your old space like Brad Alwyn has real estate. He's the guy at $1 million or more. Like he's been doing it for 25 years. Like I don't see him going away. He has that influence. Like he has the name. He has that.
Well, and it's interesting too because you talk about like influencer marketing, and I guess what I've done where I never intended to be an influencer. Yeah. Never was my intention. I still don't consider myself that, but I could see that's kind of what's happened in a way. But I think I was positioned in a unique position to where I have 15 years experience in publishing and advertising and selling advertising, creating advertising and marketing in a very traditional sense. And then I found myself at a older age too, like in this position of what like early people are doing in their early 20s. I'm older and have all this traditional experience. And I looked at it and said, you know what? I know how I can make this work. I can take all this traditional wisdom of marketing and advertising and getting attention and managing that and putting it in this new world and in this new market. And so I feel like I was just in the right place at the right time, where I saw where it was going and I saw where it had been. I'm like, okay,
you just got there quicker.
I can bring these two worlds together, where there's a lot of people that have a lot of followers but have no idea how to make money off it, and they have no idea how to turn it into
or their followers don't spend money.
And
that's the other thing that people don't understand. Like if I have 1 million followers under the age of 15, I would rather have 500,000. I'd rather have 100,000 of people of age that can spend money.
Right.
Because marketers don't care how many views you get; they care about how many people buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and that's the thing too, is that if you're selling a product, right?
Yeah.
Where most, like me, I'm never gonna sell I wouldn't say never, but I'm not selling a product, right? So I just have the attention of a lot of people, and then I get it and then keep their attention. So now that I have the ongoing regular attention of a lot of people and a lot of local people, then it's figuring out, okay, how can I monetize this attention but not lose it? Because if you monetize it the wrong way, you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
And if your intentions are to monetize it, I think that's the other thing too, is my intentions were never to make money or to monetize off it. It's kind of become like, okay, now this is how I'm going to kind of create my business. And now with the media company, those two things fitting together. But I never got into it to make money, and I did it for 2 years for free, basically. All the expenses I paid, all the traveling, everything. I bought my own food forever for the longest time. Didn't expect anyone to give me food.
Well, they're paying for the heads. What they're paying for is the 2 years of you doing all the work to have now have the following.
Right.
That's what people are really paying for now.
Yeah.
Are your videos a little bit better than they used to be? Of course. You're going to get better at it.
Yeah.
But they're paying for the 2 years of you not making any money and building that. It's the same thing in any space, right? Like you're paying an expert doctor for not the surgery, but you're paying them for the 20 years of learning how to do the perfect surgery.
Yeah, the Bulls were paying Jordan for all the work he did.
100%.
Like,
exactly. Yeah. So it's like, even for us, like even for me, like I had a client the other day who was like, man, that was quick. I'm like, yeah, you're paying me not for this moment. You're paying for me for the last 8 years of knowing what I'm doing. Yeah. You know, that's that. But that happens everywhere. Think about contracts. Like, you know, like you're not paying for, you know, if you win if you're a rookie, you win a championship in the NBA, your second contract is going to be huge. They're not paying. You might not play well, but they're paying you for what you did before. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the money they already made off of you. Yeah. That's exciting, man. Are you excited about how things have been going?
I am.
Stoked?
Yeah, I am. I think it's
shocked or no?
No. I mean, if you would have asked me even 5 years ago when I started the Real Producers magazine here, right? 4 or 5 years ago.
I can't believe it's already been that long.
I know. That's crazy. But back then, if you would have asked me what is, and this was before the Instagram account, I was always more active on my social than the average person and doing videos, a lot more than the average person, but it was never like this or planned on it being like this. But if you would have asked me then what was my hope and goal to get to, even though I was doing publishing in the magazine full time, honestly, I wanted to be like a Gary Vee in terms of having that media company. And I love being the guy that's just kind of the creative director and on the outside and seeing the big picture and knowing what needs to happen and then building a team around me. And so meeting Chris and Mike was like, these are the pieces I was missing. Because I'm like, I don't have all the pieces for all of that.
And it's hard to find those pieces.
It's hard to find those pieces. And people that have the skill set that you can trust, that you like,
that want to work with you,
that you want to be in an office with,
that also want to work together, and they also have the vision of knowing they don't have it all.
Yeah, hard. And it's funny, I met Mike Berger when I first moved back here, and I was trying to get the Real Producers magazine because it took me almost a year
to get that going,
to get that off the ground before we printed our first one. So for a year, I was working on that. And I met another co-working space. Met Mike. We sat across at the same giant table forever. Never really talked to each other. He was actually at the time he was branding the mark. So on his computer, he's creating the logo for the mark, and I'm creating the Real Producers magazine for months right across from each other. And one day he walked by my computer and saw I was laying something out. I was like, "What do you do?" Yeah. And then started talking to him and showing me, and was like, "Oh man," and just talked forever. And that was probably 5 years ago. And after that first conversation, every time we would talk, and within the first few conversations, he said, "Man, one day we should work on something together. That'd be amazing." And then it took 5 years to circle
The hard
back.
part is the Real Producer magazine is just the niche is so small.
Yeah.
It's just a very small niche.
Very small.
And most people think a lot of people care about real estate, and it doesn't really. Like, there's just not that many people.
No one cares more about it than the real estate agent.
Yeah, only realtors care about it.
Right.
Like, I laugh, like, all the, like, oh, like, it's cool. You know, it's cool to be on a magazine. I was on it. You know, it's cool. But, like, Does that move the needle at all? No, it really
No.
I don't think I got one, I'm not getting deals from that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that. And it's and then when the market slows down and people pull marketing money, it's oh
yeah.
It's such a small niche that if that slows down, then you're just so handcuffed. It's what do you do? And then you can only sell. And then you probably learned too, is there's not that many loan officers that crush it. There's not that many escrow companies that crush it. So it's
there's a few in each
There's
industry.
a few.
Yeah.
There's a handful. So it's okay, after you get them to put their ad in there, then what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just and then you run out of people. You're never going to run out of restaurants.
Nope. Never run out of people that need help running their social media, that need rebranding, that need a website, that need photography, all that stuff. Yeah.
Do you feel like if you're a small business owner out there right now and you have between us focusing 100% on Instagram or 100% or building a website, which one do you tell them to do?
I mean, honestly, they want to build them both out, and they want to have consistency in their messaging and their branding. But I mean, get your Instagram going now, because that's easy and it's free to start it.
Yeah.
That at least get it started and get it going and start posting, and you can figure it out as you go. Obviously, getting someone to help you is going to help you move it faster and build it and develop it faster. But do that first, just because it's easier. It's going to take more time and more money for a website, but and it just depends on what your business is.
Yeah.
If you're selling any kind of product or service,
You need a website.
if you want to get information from your customers, you can't keep any of this stuff on Instagram. Instagram could shut down tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Or change. And you have all,
Or you lose it.
and you lose it. You have all those followers, and you think this is all my information. It's not.
The moment you lose it, it's a
Gone.
free platform. That's also people be like, oh, I don't get as many views as I want. It's dude, it's a free platform. You can always pay.
Yeah.
You can always. Do you ever pay or no? Do you ever pay
Mm-mm.
you ever pay for ads?
I
Do
haven't.
stuff?
No.
I mean, if you don't need to,
No.
no reason to. The question is, where does that even go to? If it's not local,
Right.
then it doesn't even matter.
Right.
Yeah, I've given up on caring about views. I'm
Yeah.
over it. It's not the things that do really well that are 50,000 views or whatever. Unless I'm putting Ferraris or stuff in there, or showing multi-million-dollar houses, it's just not
Right.
an average standard Orange Crest house is not gonna pop off like that. Just
No.
it's not sexy. So
No.
but it is
No.
what it is.
Yeah.
But dude, I can't believe it's been a year.
I know. So exactly
2 years.
a year.
Now you're 2
Exactly a
years
year.
in.
Because social media, especially Facebook, will pop up a
Memories.
year ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my event from last year is popping up. Your
Yeah.
podcast stuff that's
Yeah.
popping up. Yeah.
Dude, I love the location you did the last place.
Oh, at the Holton
Why'd you
House?
pick this
Yeah.
place? Just cause?
They actually reached out to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I had a handful of, believe it or not, I wasn't even planning on doing an event this year because I wasn't doing the magazine, right? But I knew I was launching the restaurant club and I was launching the website. But I'm like, that's not worth having a party over. So I wasn't even thinking about doing it. So I'd said no to people. And then they reached out, we really met with their marketing person. And she's like, I follow you. She's like, I think it would be good for you to do an event. I'm like, I'm not the person that's going to throw a party for myself or do it for, I'm like, I need a reason.
Yeah.
She's like, we'll do a magazine. I'm like, but all the time and work, it's going to be $20,000 worth of work and money. I'm like, that's crazy to do a magazine just as a party favor, basically. But then my second thought is that'd be amazing. That'd be so cool. One, to have the magazine. And then it evolved into, okay, let's make it a real magazine. It's not just a party favor, right?
Yeah.
Make it a limited edition. So we'll create some scarcity as well. It's like, man, I wish I had that thing, And then I'm like, cool, now I can do that every year. So it's like, hey, the new limited edition, almost like the old, in early 90s, probably before your time, zines, people would make these zines, homemade custom magazines, and you can.
Ours was
it's given through the mail.
Ours was hats. When I was in high school, it was they would come out with a certain amount of hats at
limited edition.
Limited edition. New Era would come out with a limited edition hat, and you had to go get it before it was gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So it evolved into, okay, let's do this magazine. We'll make it a real magazine. So we're doing articles on people in Riverside, things happening in the city. We created a new art piece for the cover that Juan Navarro made, where he made an actual painting of it.
I saw that.
We're making print. It's so cool, the painting. I can't wait to show people tomorrow.
Is he gonna auction it off or what?
We're going to be selling prints,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure what we're going to do with the first one, the original one yet, but we're selling prints at the event, and then I'll have some of those online. But yeah, the magazine just turned into, now I think I'm going to do it every year, and it'll just be a limited run.
Yeah.
You get it. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
Next year, you need to get next year's.
It was sad to see it also hurts you that you used to drop them off at Maid, and now that place is gone.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was a sad spot.
Very sad. And no one's filled that hole.
No. It was shocking to see that place. I mean, it's just the hard part is if people aren't going in there and supporting them, it's like they can't keep their doors open forever.
No. And they totally understand why they had to do it.
If it doesn't make sense financially, like it's just it's not fun to be behind the 8 ball every month.
No, and they're such good people. I mean, I think they kept it alive
longer than they probably should have. Yeah. Just because of who they are and the meaning behind it and everything like that. Yeah,
they're such good people.
Yeah. So what's the best way that people get a hold of you if they need to hire you guys to, come do their social, or you go to a restaurant, or what's the best way?
Yeah, reach out to me in my Instagram, Mark from Riverside. I mean, if I'm not following you, my DMs just get buried every single day. So if I have not responded to a DM, it's probably not because I'm ignoring you. If I'm not following you, I usually don't see it. But, I mean, if you comment, I try my best to look at all the comments and respond. But compel.media, that's our Instagram as well. We're going to start posting on there regularly. And like I said before, from there, we're doing everything from branding to rebranding to all things social and video and photography as well.
The hard part, what people don't understand, if they don't have a lot of followers or don't post a lot of content, it's like, dude, I get so much spam.
Oh, yeah.
I get so many spam that then I'll be like, oh, crap, like that's an actual person needing something.
Well, because it's one folder of all the spam, which is like spam.
There's
and then you'll
so
have someone
much
that you don't follow.
Yeah,
is
go in there
between
too.
100 of those,
dude. Like I get so many every day. Like I get probably, and you probably get way more. I get like 5 a day. Like, hey, what's up, dude? And I'm like, I go to their page. It's like 2 posts. They're like, oh, I want to run your marketing, or oh, do you want to buy this, or you want to do that? I'm like, dude,
do you want to buy followers or all that?
Buy followers or whatever. Yeah, man. So it's just people don't understand. Like if you're not someone that posts a lot, you don't get a lot of those spam things. It's like, dude, it's so daunting.
Yeah.
Like I have to like go in and delete them all because like I sent out a message from someone like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh shit, like never wrote them back. Felt bad.
Oh yeah, especially since stories, like because I post a lot of stories now too, and I've noticed the stories really help engagement as well. Especially because basically a story is basically it's going to your followers, right? Like if you post a reel, it's going to go to your followers, but anyone else. But your stories are basically you communicating with your followers. So if someone comments on your story, I hate that Instagram does that. It goes right.
It almost should be another.
I wish it was separate.
It should be like a story comment, like another feed.
Yeah, Instagram. I know you watch this podcast. So
yeah, of course.
Make that change.
It's hard to keep it all organized, and it can get so much, and then it's like.
Especially like you said before, Instagram has become the main way of communicating.
Yeah.
Like versus if I look at phone calls, text messages, email, and Instagram, what would you say? What percentage of your communication just with the random people?
Random people, it's all DM.
Yeah, it's probably 90%.
It's all social DMs. It's all it is because it's like so instant.
Yeah.
Oh, they see something, they comment on it right now, and half the people I don't have their emails or phone numbers anyway. So
and I hate email. You know, my personal email, I don't use it, but I have to have a personal email. It's a text would be better at gmail.com.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I hate email.
Dude, I hate it's just like same thing with that. I get so much spam in the emails now, like, and I'm like, I don't read my emails. My assistant does, but like,
I haven't even been in that email in probably 4 months.
Yeah, I don't even read my emails because I just like go in there and then I'm like, God, this is so daunting.
But you have to have it.
You have to have an email.
Yeah.
So thanks, man. Appreciate you, Mark. I'm sorry that I can't make the party. I have
next year.
I bet Jessica, your surprise for me better be awesome because I'm missing a party for that. So we'll see what happens. So, but,
and I not me to throw plugs in, but so
plug it.
My hats and we have some cool stickers we made. So we'll have a link on my social pretty soon. Probably next
go check
week.
it out. Hey, listen, if you're gonna make it, sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make money when you can make it. I always
thanks,
say
man.
Thanks, guys. Until next time. Peace.